My immortality teacher died. So he was a great proponent of immortality, physical immortality. And he actually died. And it was like, oops, that definitely doesn't prove his point. Hey, my name's Jody Dean, and I help you with your spiritual awakening process with embodying your soul purpose and authentically expressing yourself in your truth, in your most beautiful spectrum of who you are. So, yes, I've been thinking about death a lot recently. I've got a recent video about death and spiritual awakening that went viral, and it's continuing to get views, and it makes me think more about this death thing. Now, I did it on the cuff spontaneously because it was like, actually, this is a really important aspect of the spiritual process, journey, awakening, and egolessness and all of that stuff, because of the what happens when we start to realize that, oh my god, I'm not this personality that I thought I was. I'm actually the all that is. Isn't that crazy? What a crazy thought. But check it out for yourself. It's all very well, oh, it's a pretty idea, oh, it's a nice idea, isn't it? Oh, it's such a nice idea, if it were true, thing. But I'm just addicted to this identity of who I am, what I think I am. And I'm here to invite you to investigate and see what really is true. You could be pleasantly surprised. But yes, circling back to immortality. So yes, this teacher, he was the teacher of, basically he was my teacher of rebirthing breathwork. And he was the founder of Breathwork. His name was Leonard, and I zeroed in on him because he was the founder, and I like to go to the source. And he was giving a seminar in Spain where I was living at the time, and actually it changed my life, that seminar, that training, that 3-week journey, for multiple reasons, but particularly because I had my multidimensional kind of induction experience in water, and went to Sirius, just telling it like it is, under the influence of no drugs, purely breath in water, and wow, some activation happens there, that's for sure. So I had a kind of bilocation experience, and it's in sort of seriously. But that's another story, because that brings into the whole starseed kind of aspect of spiritual awakening and the galactic consciousness, galactivation, and all that stuff. But I wanted to keep this simple and sweet, back to the mortality versus immortality thing. So one thing that this teacher of mine, Leonard, was very keen on, and would talk about at length, was the death urge. And actually have a book of his somewhere still called Breaking the Death Habit, I believe. And it's all about, this death urge, the urge that humans tend to have. I just want to make that a bit more stable. There we go. To die, to kill themselves, to numb themselves to a point where they die. Not a pretty subject. But the thing is that we just have to be real here and go, this is what's part of life. People wanting to numb themselves and stop the pain is part of life. And for some people that means topping themselves. They think that there's no other option, that it's the best option is to top themselves and get out of this 3D thing, right? Little do they know, well, some of them do, but little do they know that you right, it's like, oh, you what? You terminated your contract. That's not allowed. You can't just like quit. That's not, we're going to make you a new contract right now. You're going back in to do the work. That appears to be the case. And I had a psychic friend who was an ascension teacher when I was 18 years old. She ran a shop in Jersey, and she was all about ancient Egypt and everything else. Her name was Chrissy. She was Swiss. I don't know if she's still around. I guess she is. And she had she gave loads of lectures and she gave me her tapes of her lectures, and one of the things she was talking about was death. And definitely the worst thing you can possibly do is top yourself, basically, because she said that you go into a kind of limbo. It's a really messed up kind of thing, a limbo, and brum brum brum. You could get lost in that limbo, and it's not good. Now, look, that's not my experience, my direct experience, because I don't have memories of that, right? So I can't tell you that's what goes on. But I've heard from enough people about that it's definitely not the best ever. It's definitely the worst ever, actually, to do that, to take the life that you chose, take it away, terminate it, because you just have to come back. But getting born again and all of that, oof, not my cup of tea. So now, moving on from this, it's a choice. Life is a choice. Now we're all so what Leonard would say was that we were always, isn't it beautiful, this gorgeous sunset energy, this light, yeah, it's just golden and gorgeous, is that most humans at most points are trying to numb themselves. They're trying to stop the thing, get out of the pain some way, right? Whether it's overeating, drinking alcohol, drugs, sex, work addiction, whatever the addiction is, escaping, avoiding, and not be present because it's painful and like, oh my god, what's that? Life is ultimately suffering, and that's kind of what the Buddha, right? If you're familiar with the story of the Buddha, that's kind of one of his main precepts, is that, this life thing, it's suffering. So we need to find a way out of this suffering. And for me, that only partly rings true. It's like, yeah, on one hand, there's a lot of suffering going on, and then on the other hand, there's a lot of joy. Look at a newborn baby, it's just joy. It's just pure joy. It's just pure light. So, doesn't totally, gel with me personally. But, you've got to have your own truth and your own understanding, and check that out for yourself. Don't just take someone else's word for it, like that guy Jody on the interwebs. Because that's not taking ownership, and we need to be taking ownership. Sovereign. We are sovereign beings. You're a sovereign being. I'm a sovereign being. And otherwise, we're just giving our power away. Ultimately, right? You're giving your power away to a leader, a guru, whatever. Right? A teacher, a book, a religion, whatever, a government, whatever it is. So caution against that. But back to immortality and mortality. So I never was quite down with this thing of how he was presenting the whole thing about physical immortality, because I'm like, surely it's about knowing that you are immortal anyway, and that you are not the body. Like, the body is obviously an expression of who you are, but it's not who you are, and that the eternal, all that is who we are, and that is immortality. We are deathless in that sense, and that there is actually no death. It's just a transition. So it does kind of look inevitable. However, on the other hand, I'm also very open-minded to the possibility and the dimension that aging and death are programs. They're programmed in, and it might be that our DNA has been tinkered with and messed with, and that's just something to think about. I'm open-minded to that, because there are cases of other races living for thousands of years and having excellent health and everything else. And so why is humanity only making it to like 80? And what about all these long lifespans in the ancient writings and ancient texts? It's like, so-and-so lived for 300 years, so-and-so lived for 500 years, so-and-so lived for 1,000 years. You're like, don't just make that stuff up, if you're a scribe, if you're entrusted to write down the truth as is known and told. However, on the other hand, you have to say, also, well, history is written by the victors as well, so that's another aspect to all of this. But in terms of like those kind of scholars and scribes who like worked in monasteries, let's say, well, archives, temples, libraries, that kind of thing, they're entrusted to, the whole thing was that you've got to have like the truth, otherwise it's like, what are we even doing? What are we even messing about with here? Like, it's just fantasy, it's not about that. So anyway, that's also my perspective. You're free to think what you like and believe what you like about all of that. So lifespan, yeah, that's the thing, and it's definitely possible to extend lifespan, and but ultimately most of us are probably going to sort of pop our clogs, as we say in the UK, the mortal coil and all of that. Now the thing is that can you die before you die? Can you become deathless? Can you die to your personality, die to, let's say, the ego identification, the identification with being someone, and become a nobody, become the all that is? That's really what I'm talking about. On the other hand, I'm all about having your individuality and your authentic self-expression. So it's a funny little dance, this. It's like the dance of yin and yang. Because on the one hand, you get to be all that is. On the other hand, you get to be an individuated expression of the all that is in this lifetime, in this body, in this life. Isn't that cool? I think that's just like the best thing ever. So yeah, some thoughts around that for you guys out there on the interwebs. And ultimately this spiritual journey is about this kind of letting go and letting God, letting truth, Sat Nam, truth is my name, be, letting it be, and opening and softening to the presence of now and all that is. Whoa, boom. Let there be light, let it be. Opening to the light. Synchronicity. Oh, there's a light in his eyes. It's a reflection of you, of you, of you. So this is something to meditate upon, reflect upon, that I offer you guys. I'd love to know your thoughts around it. And there's another piece around this whole thing, which we've got the physical mortality versus immortality, or versus much longer lifespan than we're currently experiencing as a species. And then we've also got the, on the other hand, spiritual ego death and the let go that happens. And I exclaimed yesterday to a new friend here in Arillas that I'm not afraid of death. I'm not afraid of death. And that's due to my awakening process and to facing my fears and really opening to the truth of existence, which is life is now and here and flow itself. And it's who we are. It's actually who we are. Life is actually who we are. And it's like we let go of trying to hold on and trying to have control. And we let go, and a lot of this is transmuting patterns from our ancestors as well as society and what has come before. Distortions, let's say distortions of reality, manipulations, you could also say as well. So we get to live in the now, we get to be here and now, we get to be authentically who we are without apology. We get to embrace life. You get to choose life. You get to choose it in every new moment. And isn't it the best thing ever when you really let go and you really heal and you really allow and you open to the glory and the mystery and the grace, the showering grace, the torrents of grace? Isn't it the most wonderful thing? Something to reflect upon. This is the invitation. This is the invitation. And a life unexamined is not worth living, it has been said. And so I really encourage you to investigate. your life and your belief systems and your limitations and ideas that you have that are causing you suffering and pain, and check them out, see if they're really true. I'm checking mine out all day long and seeing that they're not true. And that opens me, it frees me, it opens me to life on such a grander level, such an expansive wow level. And I'm like this, right? I'm like, wow, this is wonderful, you are wonderful, this is amazing, I'll be so lucky, so much appreciation. So, and yes, all life is change as well. And then what does not change? What never changes? Go there, meet there, we'll meet there. What never changes, because life has changed. Look, light, dark, it's getting dark. Light on, sun down, few hours, sun up. New day, new cycle, cyclic, waves, back and forth, 1 0 1 0, yin and yang. And then yet what does not change, what never changes. Check that out. That's the best thing ever. Check it out. Check it out. What never changes. Just check it out. There's no right answer. So, sending you so much love, and if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe if you haven't already, and click the notification bell to get the latest videos, updates, and of course share your comments, share your thoughts and feelings and experiences in the comments. I read all the comments and I respond. So yes, and if you would like help, if you would like assistance with moving forward with navigating your spiritual awakening, with embodying your soul purpose, with authentically expressing yourself without shame, without fear, crushing that self-doubt, excelling, being who you really are, roaring like a lion, showing up in your power on purpose with your passion, then let's have a call. If you're serious, let's do it. Let's have a call and I'll help you get some clarity around your challenges that you're facing, and also, of course, activate your vision for the reality that you want to call in and bring in, what you want to create, the ultimate life, and start moving towards that. So, click the link. Also, check the podcast link and my website link in there as well in the description. So, parting comments. I am another you. You are another me. Life is the greatest mystery. And why not be here now? Blessings to you. And if you have resistance and if it is painful, then get help, get support, because it doesn't have to be this way. And I might be the right person for you, or I might not be. There's tons of support out there, but it's about actually going for it and asking for it, because sometimes we have a belief that it's not possible, other people have this happiness, but I don't, and it's all just limiting beliefs based on past experiences. But check it out, if it's real. So that's another thing I love doing, the work, firing Katie the 4 questions that free us. Anyway, so we can work with that as well. Anyway, many things. So, also, if you'd like to share your medicine and own your gifts and make that a robust business where you're actually living a fulfilling life and impacting others and serving others with your medicine and with your gifts and your uniqueness, then that's also something that I run is a program called Freedom Key. So put freedom in the comments if you're interested to know more about that, and I'll get you over the details, or just message me directly through the website. So, gotta go. Blessings to you. Have a wonderful day, night, morning, wherever you are in the world. And yeah, see you in the next video. Bye for now.